What is going on, corn stars, corn shuckers, corn connoisseurs, my corn fanatics? It's your boy Zerk here with a Week 7 review. I'm highly excited to get into this one. It was a really fun week. I got some surprises at the end, exciting stat to give you, a really fun week to go over, a lot of movers and shakers. Let's dump right into it, guys. Let's start with this one. Fuck it, we already got it pulled up. We got Coach Jake going up against Coach Joe in a matchup where we saw Coach Jake actually walk away with this one. Somewhat surprising considered. Whoop. Donut alert. This is a weird one for Joe. Some injuries kind of caught up to him with Nico Collins. Tedero McMillan kind of got, I don't want to say shut down, but definitely not what you expect from him. A little bit of a down game on Joe's side. On Jake's side, really like to see what he got out of Jahmyr Gibbs, just continuing to dominate, be one of those top 5 guys. Continuing to see some weird shit with Kenneth Walker. DJ Moore saw some pretty good work. Travis Kelce on the decline with Rashee Rice back. So, we'll see how it plays out. Interesting matchup here. A couple of mid-tier teams at 6 and 7, both at 3 and 4 on the season, kind of jockeying for a playoff spot. Moving on to the next game, we will go over Coach Zach going up against Coach Will in a game where it's honestly closer than what this appears here. And what is that? Donut alert, double donut, almost a triple donut in the game if Travion Henderson didn't get that one carry for 5 yards. Hallelujah. But, if this really was on Christian McCaffrey here, pulling away in that night game. If he was to score his average, which has been somewhere between 20 and 25, we're talking about like a 5-point game here. Definitely not a blowout by any means, considering the double donut kind of axes it out on both sides. Like I said, this is a lot closer than it appears here, especially with the way JSN was trying to bring him back into this. So really good performances here by multiple guys. Devonta Smith putting up 33, Jackson Smith-Njigba with 26. Both quarterbacks showed out with 24 and 29 respectively. Olave, a 2-touchdown game out of nowhere. Both teams really exploded this week, and we're talking about 146 and 126 points respectively between these two teams, with a donut on each side. This could have been 160 to 135 or 140 depending on in another realm, or slotting in another player or two here. So really good game. Jordan Addison continues to stay hot. I know Will's got some reinforcements coming through here in week 8. Aaron Jones is supposed to be back. RJ Harvey's been getting some more work. Chris Godwin's been in and out. Hopefully he gets healthy and gets back in here. Trey Benson eventually will be back. So 126 points is not bad, especially with the guys that you kind of anticipate coming back here. Zerk moving his way kind of up into the upper third of the league, at the back end of it, however. So pretty much top of the mid, bottom of the first tier and fourth. And then Will is storming back, keeping his points for high. But unfortunately, continuing to find a way to lose these games. Don't let that 2-5 record, deceive you. It's a scary team to play. Moving on to the next game. Coach Rhodey explodes with 206 points to give Sam his first loss of the season. There are no more undefeated teams left. And at the moment, the win streak record is safe at 9. But this is a crazy game by both these teams, absolutely incredible, popped in a big way, multiple 30-point performances on in this matchup on both sides. It was it was intense, and we're talking about some big name guys on both sides having down games with that. This could have gone even higher, if Kyron Williams walks away with 8 points after, the Rams win 35-7. All those points just happened to go to Devontae Adams, who had no receiving yards. If Devontae Adams had 70 more yards, or Kyron Williams got in the end zone one more time, Rhodey could be pushing 220, 225 here. And that's with Rashid Shaheed only getting 8 in that weird game where Olave got 2 touchdowns. So, again, this Rhodey's team exploded, and it had the potential to go even higher. And if you look on the other side, Sam's right there in the same boat. He's got Roma Dunze with 5 points. This is a guy who was a top 12 scorer through the first 4 weeks of the season. If he would have put up his 15, 20, he's damn near pushing 200 as well. If JCM put up a little more than 4. So really, really great to see from these two teams. Sam obviously looks to be locked in for the playoffs. Rhodey's team is definitely coming back, playing better every single week now that Joe Flacco's here with the Bengals, tearing it up with Jamar Chase. T. Higgins is getting his. Javonte Williams is staying hot. I think he's had like one bad game, and he was a 10th, 11th round pick. And he's like a top 8 running back on the season. Keenan Allen has had a couple bad games, but then has these 28-point games out of nowhere in your flex. I would take a range like that. Devontae Adams continues to shine while Puka Nakua's out. Just really, really good to see from Rhodey, who's making a case to solidify himself as a locked-in playoff contender as well. Right now, it sure does look like it at 4-3. I'm not sure what his points for are looking like on the season, but both these teams are very, very scary. Sam currently in first, and then Rhodey jumping up to third after this win here. Next game we'll talk about, a low-scoring game considering the teams that were involved. Coach Zach beats Coach Amanda in this, 124-71. Just a lot of disappointment, and what is that? Another donut. A double donut on the same team. You're not going to get a win that way. And to be honest, these are, one of them is surprising. Nobody thought George Kittle would come back in his first game fully healthy and do nothing. He blocked for Christian McCaffrey in this game. That's all he did. I don't even know. Did he register he got 2 targets in the game. 2 targets, no catches. That's it. To arguably your best receiver with the way that their wide receivers have been in and out and hurt. That was a little surprising to see there. So, Luke McCaffrey, with all the guys that were down, he definitely was a solid flex play, but just didn't show up. Again, this is surprising for multiple factors. The double donut, you never want to see that from Amanda's team. Again, if you give these guys what they were projected, which is another 20, 23 points, she's putting up close to 100, which is about what she was projected. So her team would have been just fine. But then you see, Zach's team's kind of coming back down to earth a little bit, where he was consistently pulling off, kind of like what Sam and Rhodey had in that last matchup, 200, 160s. He had like 3 weeks in a row, like 170 plus or something. It was insane. So Zach's team coming back down to earth. Definitely would have liked to see him catch an L this week while his team seemed beatable. But he continues to find a way to win. Matches Sam's record at 6-1, but goes into second because of points 4. And then Amanda falls. She's at 3-4, so she's right there in that lump of people that are right there in the middle of the pack at 3-4. She's just on the back end of it due to points 4. And the double donut is not going to help on that front. So hopefully, I believe this was kind of a bad bye week for her. Yeah, Myers was out. Christian Kirk was out. Garrett Wilson's hurt. Justin Fields just a kind of a rough go here. I think this team bounces back a little bit, but not the team I thought this would be from preseason. That's for sure. And then obviously Zach looked like a locked-in playoff contender. Moving on to the second to last game here. Coach Mike, honestly, embarrasses Coach Keith in this matchup. Blows him out by a ton here. Mike moves up to 3 and 4th into 8th place, and Keith drops to 2 and 5, and actually slides down into 12th. To be honest with you guys, I thought Kaysen had 12th locked up rest of the season, but this, There are not enough words in my limited Midwest vocabulary to express how bad this week was, and that this might be one of the worst fantasy football performances I've seen from a team. And I don't take that the wrong way, Keith. It is not on you at all. You don't control how these guys are playing. You've put the team together, but it's just every single one of them have just either they're trending down or just had a bad game. I mean, Geno Smith's game was inexplicable. Whatever is going on with Brian Thomas Jr. is the same. Xavier Worthy had a pretty hard drop-off with Rashee Rice's comeback, and now he's kind of fallen in the pecking order. Breece Hall, yikes. I mean, that's a guy I wanted so bad early, and I'm so glad you told me no. Kenneth Gainwell is not an RB2. Sam Laporta is not a guy I really believed in. Your highest scoring player in 2025 is Zach Ertz, your only double-digit scorer. I mean, Adam Thielen and Colston Loveland in the flex to wrap it up. One of the things, and I'm not, if you have the players to do it, do it. But one of the things I've noticed in the league, when you see a team that's really starting to flounder or struggle, look at their flex and how many tight ends they're playing. I mean, unless you have like 3 top 12 guys, if you're playing like tight end 23 just to try to get flex points, you're in a bad spot. And I think at this point, I wanted to save this for the next pod reviewing week 8, kind of the mid-season review. But if I'm Keith and I'm listening to this, you have to sell. You have to sell every fucking piece on this team for anything you can get. You need to sell Brian Thomas Jr. to somebody that still believes in him, even a little bit. You got to get something for this team, because the way that it's rocking right now, 51 points on a somewhat fully healthy non-bye week team, that's rough, big dog. I know Deebo Samuel's not there. Josh Allen didn't play. But, I mean, Derrick Henry's been on the downside too. Dalton Kincaid is still iffy on if we believe in him. We don't really know what to expect from Deebo Samuel when he comes back because of the quarterback situation there. Jaden Daniels just can't seem to stay healthy. He's missed multiple games this year, and Terry McLaurin's coming back. It's just, all these things are working against this team to the point you got to blow it up. I know you don't want to, but you got to find a way to get value or something. It's going to be hard. You're not going to be able to straight up trade Breece for another running back. That's going to be hard to do, so you're going to have to look to cross trade. Breece for a wide receiver, Worthy for a running back, Thomas for a running back, Derrick Henry for a receiver. Try to just cross value some stuff there. Find some guys you like. Do some research. Really, really pay attention to the trade charts and look at other teams. I mean, unless you're just going to give up. I mean, if I don't see a bunch of moves from Keith's team here to try to turn this around, to me, that means the white flag has been raised. But, you got to do something here. I'm sorry to harp on this for so long, but this is just not good. I mean, you're locking in a guaranteed, 11th, 12th place if you keep the roster the way it is. It's not going to turn around on its own. You're going to have to make some moves. I mean, Mike is one of those who's been constantly moving and shaking all year, and even though he hasn't broken through, he's right there. I mean, he's making all the right moves, even though one of them I want to talk about here in a minute after the last matchup, but he's made some ballsy moves. Moving Saquon for Scatterboo and Pittman was fucking ballsy. It was very, very ballsy, and it seems to have possibly worked out. And you got to take risks like that in fantasy football if you want to win, especially if you're on a team that's on the losing side of things. So really, really good to see from Mike. It's something I really, really hope Keith, sits down and labs it out. Get 2 hours, mark 2 hours of some day or like 30 minutes a day to really look at the chart, look at your players, look at who needs running back. You can message players. Hey, are you interested in Breece? Are you interested in Xavier? I got to make a move, see what they want. Find guys that have bye weeks that need to fill and trade for guys on bye. even if you catch another loss, I mean, you can lose a game getting better on a bye week, or you can lose a game with your team going down the drain. The choice is yours. Either way, Mike gets the win in that lump of 3 and 4, fighting for a playoff spot. Keith, the Prophet, the Legacy, TBD. Last matchup on the week, we have Coach Kate, going up against Coach Kaysen, where Coach Kaysen catches the win here. Surprisingly, to be honest, like I said just a couple minutes ago, I thought Kaysen had 12th place locked up. I didn't think he would honestly move out of 12th with all the injuries and stuff that his team has had. But they popped this week. Trey McBride, DeAndre Swift, Dak Prescott, combining for 70, 80 points. Solid. I mean, those three themselves almost outscored Kate's whole team. And what is that? Another donut, dude? What is going on this week? And these are all players that are good players. You would think a fucking guy like Adam Thielen would give you a donut, but no. It's the starting tight end on a team that's going to have to throw the ball a fuck ton because they're getting blown out by New England, and he doesn't catch anything. Doesn't do anything. So, crazy game here. I know I say that a lot, man, but that's just what fantasy is. Every week is crazier than the last. Every season is crazier than the last. Every fucking game is crazier than the last. It's a beautiful game. It's such a fun time. Kind of the same sentiments I put on Keith. There's a couple players on both these teams that I'd be looking to try to move to continue to push for a playoff spot. Kate had kind of give herself somewhat of a cushion winning those games early where she can drop a few games, waiting on guys to come back for sure. Like with the Marvin Harrison Jr. situation, Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker is a weird situation. They're either one of them's going to pop, one of them's not, and you never know which it's going to be. There's no indication. So, we'll see how that shakes out. And then I don't expect Kaysen's team to put up 130 again on any given week, to be honest. I mean, you're looking at guys like Marvin Mims Jr. giving you 16 points in a game. That's not going to happen too often. Alec Pierce. I mean, his starting two receivers were Alec Pierce and Marvin Mims. I love Kaysen to death, but this just isn't his year. The injury bug hit him too hard. I mean, I don't think there's any way he pushes or competes to get anywhere near the playoffs. He's a toilet bowl team for sure, locked in. There we go. Kate falls to 4-3, stays in the top of the middle pack, almost cresting through to the upper tier of 4, and then Kaysen with his win moves up to 11th. So one of the things I want to talk about here, when I spoke about Mike and being ballsy with this trade, this is just Draft Sharks. You can use these guys. You can use Fantasy Pros. You can use Fantasy Footballers, whoever you guys like, 4 for 4. Any of these guys will have rest of season PPR rankings, and basically all they're doing is from here to the end of the year ranking the players again based on strength of schedule, playoff schedule, if they've had a bye week or not. A lot of times that makes a big deal. If you have a guy like here, Bijan Robinson's already had his bye week, so when you're looking at him compared to some of these guys rest of season, Gibbs, Taylor, Christian McCaffrey all still have a game where they're going to miss getting you any points at all, which is why this is important. And why they move around so much. But one of the things I want to show you here is, I'm not sure, because these are usually updated live. They're not separate sheets that show you like week 6 to the end of the year, week 7 towards the end of the year. They're just updated every week on a live basis. But one of the things I want to scroll down and show you here is Saquon Barkley is ranked outside of being a running back 1 right now. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck it is clicked on there. He's ranked as the number 1 RB2. So, ranked 13. Right behind him, Cam Skattebo has flown up these rankings. And the gap there has closed. And when we look at the trade value sheet, it reflects that. Where Saquon Barkley is worth roughly 40 in value, 49. And Cam Skattebo is about 40 and a half, 41. So you're talking about a less than 10 points of difference between the two. And then you come over here. Look at Michael Pittman's current value. 22 and a half. So you're talking netting over 10 points for the Saquon trade. But we have Lamar Jackson in there. But it's yet to be seen if he's even going to play. At the time, there was hope that he'd be coming back right after the bye, but right now, realistically, it's Friday going into week 8. There's still no... The Vegas lines and everything is pointing towards him playing, but I don't think there's been any confirmation that he's ready to play. And they're still saying he's somewhat shaky and not where they want him to be. So, if you take Lamar out of it, solid trade. Looking back on it, and we all razzed him, every single one of us. As 10 seconds after I saw that notification, I texted Jake and went, "What the fuck is Mike thinking? Mike is fucking crazy. I would have paid so much more for Saquon Barkley." But it looks like he got perfect value. In hindsight. In the moment, insane. In hindsight, it's looking really, really good for Mike. I just wanted to take a second to give him his flowers. And that's not saying that Kate made a bad trade at all. You still profited. I mean, you're looking here, you got basically a 50-point running back and a 46-point quarterback. You got 90 points in value here, where Mike's looking at having more like 70. So yes, you still won in the value department, and you got yourself a locked-in quarterback, which is exactly what you needed in this trade. But, you could have paid less. Or at the time, you paid way under value. It's just coming back around to be a little closer. But you, by no means, have lost a trade. And Mike has not lost a trade either. It's working perfectly for Mike. So I just want to throw it out there. For those of you that are scared to trade, we were razzing the fuck out of Mike 2 weeks ago. And look at him now. But I want to go over the trade sheet here. Some of the biggest movers and shakers. Jamar Chase jumps up 10 points in value based on basically just Joe Flacco. Rashee Rice jumps up 10.5 points to the 54, mid-50s areas now that he's back from suspension. That's why you want to buy these guys when they're hurt or when they're on bye. You get them at a half value. You could have gotten, potentially Derrick Henry for Rashee Rice, and now you're looking at Josh Jacobs, Devon Achane for Rashee Rice. Continue to look down the receivers. Emeka Egbuka had moved down a little bit due to his injury, but has now bounced back up. He's moved up 8 points. Nico Collins dealing with another injury. He's dropped down 10. George Pickens with CeeDee Lamb back fully healthy has adjusted correctly, I believe, dropping down a little bit, but still a very strong wide receiver too. Garrett Wilson with the injury, the bad quarterback play, and the potential that Tyrod Taylor starts there has dropped down significantly from 40 to 20.5. Mid-20s, not 20.5. Big jump though, big fall. I mean, you're looking at Cam Scatterbo being almost even for Garrett Wilson there, and now you're looking at like a Travis Etienne being equal value. So big fall off there for Mr. Garrett Wilson. You see T. Higgins jump up again, just because of Joe Flacco bringing life to that offense. And then Travis Hunter, big game, first 20-point game. I believe he got voted for Rookie of the Week for offense. I'm not 100% sure. But he jumps up 5 points here. Just pretty significant. Kind of a guy that was an afterthought, that was unstartable for a little bit. Now he's looking like he's got some life. Looking at the running backs over here. Very solid at the top. Your top 3 guys. I mean, they're interchangeable. Bijan, McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor. A lot of this value is changing because of bye week, strength of schedule, injuries around them. But right now, everything is stagnant. Those are by far top 3. Jahmyr Gibbs closes that gap a little bit. Javonte Williams jumps up 5 points of value just based on performance of where he's going. Derrick Henry has now raised, even though he's been bad, he's now raised in value because he's on the other side of the bye week. His value goes down on a bye, goes up after the bye. Makes sense. That's why you buy these guys on buys, injuries, suspensions, stuff like that. Big mover, huge jump for DeAndre Swift, basically doubling his value. Essentially doubled it right on the nose. He's 33, moved up 16.5. He was worth 16.5 a week ago. Big jump for DeAndre Swift, where it was looking like he might lose his job. Now it's looking somewhat safe for now. Pacheco moves up a little bit with the Kareem Hunt injury. Ramondre Stevenson bumps up quite a bit with just absolutely out-snapping Travion Henderson, who I'm assuming has fallen off this list. Yeah, basically moved down 7. He's borderline unstartable right now. unflexible, to be honest, in the league. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Over at the tight end position, really not a lot of movement there. McBride continues to be the one. Tyler Warren jumps up 8, continuing to dominate. Brock Bowers is down here in the 20s because of injuries, and then now this week is on a bye. I would expect this to jump up heavily after this week, probably 10 points or so to really close this gap to Warren. And then if he can show his first game back that he's the Brock Bowers of old, he'll be right up here with Trey McBride. But if he continues to struggle, he'll be somewhere in here between Warren and Ferguson for sure, in this high 20, low 30 range for sure. Tucker Kraft jumps up 7 points here to get a little closer. Roger Gadsden has had a couple good games in a row. Be exciting to see what he does on Thursday night. Acting like I don't know what he's done already on Thursday night with it being Friday morning. But Gadsden looks interesting there. And on the quarterback side, really not a lot to talk about. I mean, your top 12 to 14 guys are all we really worry about here. A couple of guys moving up and down, but I mean, your starters are your starters. You got who you are, and they're going to be locked in. But Lamar will get a little bit closer to Josh Allen as he continues to get healthy here. And that's pretty much it for the pod, guys. Last thing I want to do, I made a little something, got a little creative with Canva. I forgot, and I keep forgetting to announce the first team all fuck for the week. I decided to kind of break it down instead of choosing multiple players from every game and kind of running with it on the go, going and taking all the top scorers at each position. So a quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and tight end. This will be the format going forward. This is first team all fuck. Maybe look at doing a first team all suck as well. I kind of put this together in 5 or 6 minutes here. But your winners for this week are Bo Nix, Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Trey McBride. And then we have the everyone's favorite household name. Your kids know her. Your grandparents know her. You fucking know her. It's Riley Reed. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming back, checking out the pod. Excited to see how week 8 shapes out. I'm already getting prepped for the midseason review. I want to go back on some preseason topics I touched on, maybe some guys that I thought would be hot or not. Checking the temperature pulse on where they are as far as the 5 guys I wanted to draft, 5 guys I want to avoid, see how they're looking now, if I was correct or if I made myself look like an asshole. A really fun account to follow on Twitter or X is called Fantasy Receipts. And basically the whole point of the page is to retweet and find bad takes from fantasy football experts or people who just like to voice opinions and then put them on blast for everyone to make fun of them. I don't have that yet. Next year, I might start uploading to TikTok a little bit. Like I said, I'm not being super serious with this. I just really like football. I like to express myself. I like making content. I don't know why. These pods are very fun. Doing goofy shit like this little Canva picture here. The old newsletters were really fun. They were just very time consuming for what I felt like you got out of it. But I would like to do more of this and continue to push and praise the Lord of the corn. You know what I mean? Push the Lord of the corn out to the people. Get more corn stars into the whatever the fuck it's called. Cornfield, silage, I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. But I appreciate you guys checking this out. A little different on this video. Yeah, let me know what you think. As always, much love. Thanks for checking it out. If you guys have donated to St. Jude's, please send me a screenshot. I'm not keeping tabs on you guys. I'm doing this and that. I really just want to come up with a total. I want to praise you guys for giving to the children. We had a goal of, I believe it was $200 to donate for the season from the league to the children. If you don't have it, don't feel pressured to do so. But if you got 10 to put on a game, that always seems to bring good luck to your boy. I might not have to do it this week because Mike's looking a little rough. But if you're in a close game, Sunday night, Monday night football, you got one guy left and you're down by 8, throw the kids a 10 bomb and, see if you catch the dub on Karma. Thanks for checking it out. Much love. Have a good one.